Hello and welcome to Let's Plays Disco Elysium Part 31. I think that we've given her enough time and now we should ask a few more questions. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to drop a like below. I need them. I really need them. Is there anybody new in the bar? Tell you who is new in the bar. These cryptozoologists. I will just have a quick talk with them. And who is that? Is that the kind of
It's great to see you again,
guy?
officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Will do.
Oh, sweetie. I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was a truly epic long-distance trek. Truly, a lot of legwork. My partner adores these kind of things. The lieutenant is still catching his breath. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. She hands you a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull. It's a tie, a mesque tie in origin. The pin is an antique, quite special. The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid. But the phasmid, of course, is more important. You'd never told me you'd seen the phasmid. Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings. Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard. But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right. You were a child, my dear. Really extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on, tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field. Reflexively, the lieutenant readies his familiar notebook. Well, it was summer, she starts. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember, when all of a sudden... Wait, where was this and how old were you? I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5, in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there. She'd just started forming memories, real memories, not billowy, hazy infanthood ones. Betancourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometres from here. What happened? The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know how this could happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. She looks at you. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left. Went into the reeds. Did you follow it? I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water and I couldn't see it any more. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me. Where did you go? Don't go. Then what? I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and she told me they were looking at me. And told her they were looking at me. She chuckles. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years it was the story I told at parties, when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing. She brushes her hair back. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. But so did I, honestly. But then I met Moral. We were on a date, can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of an Insulidian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds, she told me it hissed. So that's how they met. This is beyond significant to them. It did, yes, like reeds in a gust of wind. And the way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white like marble. He breathes excitedly. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope all those years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession. He looks at her with admiration, forgetting a wide smile on his face. You were on a date? Our first, yes. The old woman looks at her husband tenderly. Its limbs were white? Not all of them, he answers for her. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends. How big was it? It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case. Kim, what do you think about all this? I thought it was a wonderful story, Ma'am. He closes his notes and gives her a simple smile. But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them. Thank you for sharing this with me. You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it, whenever I get one. It was just, she sighs, such an impossibly sunshiny day, so warm. And she could get up and walk, right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere. Oh, looks like we can totally get her to tell us about some cool cryptids. There's really no point in manipulating anybody. She would be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them? Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too. The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. One cryptid, not a couple, one. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. Cryptid extravaganza? I like the sound of that. And I don't. Just one, says Kim. Oh, he'll be disappointed in you. Whoa, tough choice. Is this a bird cryptid? Point to the tie she gave you. No, her eyes narrow mysteriously. It's the cryptid. Wow, the cryptid? Oh yes, the small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp. Okay, what is this bird? The eight-eyed Teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said, until... Mutation, the man scoffs. All of evolution is a mutation. Until it was sighted by a renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist, Uwe patent calc in 21. This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty, but of course you are not all-knowing. I need to hear about this sighting. It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Amaro Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Platon Calc got separated from his group during a sandstorm. Man, why'd they have to have such difficult names? Okay, and Umoro is the world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. Yeah, I prefer the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up. What happened? Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two he noticed a bird high in the noon sky, a great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then the bird would dive down and feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. By the time Uwe got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times. It followed him? More like he followed it. A bird that big has many litres of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days Dr. Platincalc followed the Teratorn, until they reached a great canyon wall, where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with its head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached slowly, squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralysed, frozen in place, with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird. Why? The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uwe spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away. Hold on, how did he survive to tell the story? The 8-eyed Teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some of the carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind. Ah, wow. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird. Fuck yes. Absolutely, sweetie, she says. Glad you agree. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Umaro is a vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets. Modern radar telemetry tells great promise, though. We will confirm this one day. By the end of the decade latest. This one I liked. The lieutenant puts down his notes. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control. He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it. So that was the last one anyone saw of it? Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls in Ilmara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, has 8 eyes. Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew the eyes. It's not a zoological drawing. Very, very hard. This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie of yours and thinking, that man is into cryptids. She winks. So what else did you want to know? This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else, but we might ask more later. About your pin. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. She smiles up at you earnestly. I decided not to pawn it. You should have it back. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again. Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events. Now, what else, sweetie? Okay, I think that's it for now. Honourable one. You have accumulated a substantial amount of honour points in your life path. You are a man most virtuous. Oh. Wait, what are honour points? Of course, there were honour points. Did you think no one was paying attention to all your honourable deeds, honourable one? I only try my best. It's the most any of us can do. Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honour points to you, sir. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honour cop. My honour is my life. Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, honourable one. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honour, a ritual must be completed, a rite of honour. Even among the honourable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, oh honourable one, have excelled in honour. Honour comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honour, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honour. Okay. You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honours. What? What if someone comes and sees me? Then they will witness honour so great it seems nigh impossible a single man can contain it. They will admire you, honourable one. Okay, I think I'm the kind of guy that would stick their thumb in their ass. What are you doing? The lieutenant jumps away from you. I'm just scratching my ass. What's the big deal? The big deal? The lieutenant rolls his eyes. I guess we really do come from different upbringings. Good. That was a lie most honourable. Sometimes we must hide the truth from those who wouldn't understand it, the less honoured ones. Congratulations, honourable one. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honour cop rises. Go forth and commit even more honourable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honour. It will always cleanse a man's soul. It is an honour to serve with you, honour cop. Oh, that's hilarious. I kind of feel like we should go to the sink and wash our hands now, but I don't think that's an option we get. Right. So this is the flat. Oh, hey, 3 bottles, why not? And clear up her flat and recycle. She will appreciate this. Probably. Maybe. So we may be going very, very slightly off our rocker, but it's basically fine. Hang on, Oh no, that's just examine the window again, and we don't need to do that. Have we looked through this door? I think maybe we can open it. Let's go on with our interrogation. I mean questioning. So let's oh, +1 to either Empire and +1 to Volition. That seems good. Is there anything else we can put on? Jacket. Reduces our empathy, which isn't great. We can get a bit more on the dramatic side, maybe. And this one needs suggestion a bit better. +2 to logic. Minus to perception. We could get our logic super on, but down our perception quite dramatically. Wait, is that a neck thing? No, I thought so. Hat thing, yeah. Dude.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Okay, we might need to up our volition. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down, with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her. Did he? A smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me. She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused. On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did you get this recording exactly? It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough. She arches her brow. Does he say he's going to do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Those are the exact words he used. Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks the cup back up. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Ko-Hoi style? Ko-Hoi was mentioned. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Ko-Hoi. It was his everything. Why say things like that? Machoism? Yeah, he was bragging. Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, then integrated them into his idea of normalcy, to keep on living until they just sort of turned into his, she thinks. What's the word for it? Persona? Running joke. I was going to say running joke, and it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lily's punchlines got way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Khohoi massacre, the 36 famine in Yseult, all rolled into one person, then cast in orange ceramic armour, which he wore to bed and in the shower. And you spent time with this person romantically? Maybe go with you like this kind of stuff. We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer, going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Khohoi here. Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean? No, we were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seems, she thinks, he seemed happy, I guess, at ease, as much as a man like him could be. There is a small measure of pride in her, that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now. Now that you've had some time, can you tell me more about the victim? Like, for example, his name, suggests Kim. Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lily. A nickname? I guess. He came from Lily Strad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use. Lily Strad. That's a good start. The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook, then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with, a few things a field autopsy alone can't answer. The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the paper the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of the puzzle of flesh. He had a tattoo. What did it mean? Oh, she smiles. That. It's clear she liked it. You liked it? Quite a lot, yes. It was a map of his... Or I could say, what did it represent? Do you know? It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. For showing off to chicks? How so? How? She leans back. Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets, scarred of course, tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason. Is this Orange's literature? Don't interrupt. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars, tens, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, she points at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby? And he says, she lowers her voice, comically, that was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that. So she goes, okay, but what's this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad shit there, killed some loincloths. And so it goes, star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country, and he's done horrible things in every single one of them. You were the woman in this? Oh, yeah, she nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo. No, thank you. She does not take it. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours herself some more coffee. Go on, suggests Kim. He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orange needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer for money. He went to the army academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too, all of the islands. After this he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Not a very fun story. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She smiles faintly. A change of topic? His eyes were blue? Yes, light blue. They were like... She stops. Her eyes half closed, then continues. Like little blue galaxies. It was strange seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak. He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth. Yes, severe. She seems to enjoy the word. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes. Oh yes, the lieutenant suddenly remembers. His hair, if you can remember. It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine. Made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. How old was he, miss? He was 42. 42? Are you sure? I would have had him about 50. He had seen many scars that made him appear older. But no, the memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had no reason to lie to me. Looks like you were right, officer. The lieutenant taps his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point. Points are good. Have one, you old dog. Before we all die. I did not know this was a competition, Kim. It isn't. Police work is a competitive sport. This is clearly sports to him. Something like archery or darts. It's still about getting hits and not missing. That's too pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. He makes another note. Where were we? He's lying. So, we ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us? A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet, she grins. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does toxicology report cost, Billy, for Revachol? I can do it for half that. Save you some money. Make some myself. It's quite expensive, miss, but we'll manage without your help for now. We requested a semen screening for processing. Good for you. What do you think it will tell us? I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had sex with someone else. We didn't go steady. Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. See, there's something off here. This one must know she's deploying flares and countermeasures. Could it be love that did him in? It very well could be, yes. What do you mean? What do I mean? She raises an eyebrow. I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean? He told me. Love did him in. That's not funny, officer. Okay, so where is Lillestad? The place, I mean. In Orange, officer. It's, I think, municipality is the term. A nowhere town there. The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos and wheat. You were almost right, officer. The lieutenant shakes his head, like you just missed a shot in darts. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form. You were both from Orange? Yes, we were compatriots. Did that bring you together? No, he was too old for that, and from another part of Orangenric. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Orange, it was bad habits. No love for Mother Orange? But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing. A military man, but not a patriot. No, he left the national service after they taught him to do what he did in Semenine, that's it. He wasn't the flag-waving kind, he was the making money killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. She takes a long drag on her cigarette, then washes it down with coffee. A people person, a small platoon leader, certainly not a patriot. You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself. She hums. There is nothing on Monday. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Orange did bring us together in loathing. I love Revicol, though. She looks around, the wind in her hair. I hope she loves me too. Tell me something odd. Did he enjoy his death? Why do you ask? She seems unsurprised. Ah, unsurprised. I'm surprised about that. Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations. Please answer the question, miss. Did he enjoy the moment of his death? I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had too much to do, too many third world conflicts. Couldn't tap out just yet. Everything checks out here. It's all A-OK. Good answer. Perhaps, miss, it was communism that killed him. A moment ago it was love, and no, I don't think the Union is communist. They're a couple of shades pinker than that. They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? The politics shit is a lot in the morning. Is it even morning? I think she's just tired. She doesn't know what you meant by that. And can you blame her? I think we've finished with this line of questioning. Hand the lieutenant back his notes. All right, the lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Okay. So, probably need to up our volition. Oh, but we have some thoughts. Visual calculus. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? It's what she said, yes. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity and morality, he was 42 years old. Where is this going? How old are you? That's where this thing is going. 45,000 litres of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath you, you wonder? Kim, how old do you think I am? Huh? The lieutenant isn't quite sure. He heard you. How old do I look? How old? About 58? Oh my god, that's really old. Really? You asked me, he shrugs. Maybe you're wrong. You're wrong about the deceased too. He was way younger. He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that. On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately. The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. There's silence. Then a little more. Here it comes. Mercy. Sure, you're 42. He squints. Let's go? Wait, this requires scientific measurements. Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth. To the laboratorium. This is a new thought we are having. And it's totally put me off my other train of thought. Ah, I know what it was. It was... we have to level up... what was it? Volition? Let's check.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here?
Volition.
Here again.
Whoops. It's cool. It's a psyche skill, and this is what we're meant to be good at. Except...
hello, officer. What brings you up here?
okay. Look her in the eye. Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you. What? You know these guys? Who, me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you grovelling sycophant. You too. Me? Get out of here. I'm solid. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to a tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust in for info, you can't trust them anymore. Oh my god. Believe it. Which ones exactly are affected? There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want to drag on that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick, tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness, protect her. She wants you. I take it back. He's got it pretty bad, but this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crowned head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature. How did this happen? How it always does, through subtlety. What can I do? There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they go. Can't you turn them normal again? No. What use is this then? It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, isn't it? Does that mean she's been lying to me? Yes, Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She isteth a lady most fair and just. In his defence, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct, and omissions too. Can I trust that guy? A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something? I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her. Can I trust any of them? Ever again? Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss Orange Disco Dancer here. What is her plan? You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised. I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it. Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You got this. Say it out loud. Miss, are you manipulating me? The silence broken, she exhales a little cloud of smoke and says, God, no. Let's talk about this so-called assault again. Maybe. Well, we don't seem to have any more options. Let's try this one. Where does that door lead to? Point to the door on the roof. You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it in case the contamination gets to the roof and I have to move on. No luck. Fine. Let's return to this later. Have a looky here. Physical instrument. We're terrible at this. Is it worth putting points into? Probably not. So maybe we're being misled. Or perhaps we're just getting a bit paranoid. Could be paranoia. I get the feeling that if some of the skills gets a little too high, then they start to go into the sort of crazy area, or shall we say extreme. I think extreme just about covers it. Right, so this guy we think might have messed with the trash.
Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I'm sure glad to be back from that little excursion. I mean, officers.
No offence, okay. So we can try a composure check again. Is there... I'm not sure we can up this. I think we might have checked this before, but we can try the check. Any minuses to composure, do we? No, that's good at least. Composure. No, composure does not seem to be a bonus we get. Well, let's
Always
try
a pleasure.
it.
I mean, officers.
Even though our chances are low. Why is he moving about like that? Okay, he keeps shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head nor tail of this sound, and honestly, it's rude to stare. Stop. Got a bit of morale damage, but frankly, our morale is high. Let's see about kitting ourselves up for the Hardy Boys. Authority seems like a good one. And oh, we got so many clothes. The gloves pretty good. No, gloves were for interfacing. Half light on the gloves. Hmm. And what, the itchy pants? Yeah, okay.
It's you again. What is it?
I talked to Klasia about the tape. And? And nothing. She stands by what she said. That fucking fucker, he stares at his beer for 2 seconds, intently, then turns to you. You're the worst cops in Revocol. I gave you gold on that tape. That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was aimed at her. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. Fucking fuckety fucker. He shakes his head in disbelief. And what did she say then? That it's fine? People are supposed to be like that? Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. Yes, in fact, the lieutenant looks at you, then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho whore. Seems like they wanted to give Klasia a second chance to play along. She still didn't. Alright, he slams his giant fist on the door frame. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That's fucking... Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Elizabeth's voice is a bit softer than earlier. Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman? You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match. I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma. This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned. But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us. Unlike you. Oh no, he's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris. Sadly, not much to do about it now. Fantastic. So now you remember how to do your job. He despondently glances at his beer. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here. Yeah, guys. We should get a party going tonight. Why? He looks at the old man in the corner. Maybe not then? Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation. I think this is personal for you. I think you had feelings for her. Puh! Glenn explodes with indignation. Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this? Alright, Glenn. He rubs his temple. I just thought I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently I was wrong. Yeah, that's fucked up. Glenn smiles sympathetically. He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him. I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. He shakes his head. It's cool now. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We fucking hanged him. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. He taps on his notebook. I know you're tired, so am I. Why don't you just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, fuck off. He throws his beer can down. This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits. That lying, scamming, we're done. This is over, you understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah, there is silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to. What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender? 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union. Why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. 100 beers, now you're talking. Glenn livens up. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager. Ooh, we have a really massively high chance of convincing him he is being manipulated. Convince Titus he's being manipulated? You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. One of his boys will. Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle, the time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Clasia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. That's it then. Case closed. Look around. We're going home, Kim. Huh? The lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. All because... because of some chick. A wince. It's involuntary. Bring that up one more time and you won't get to write that report. The man's fists are under the table are balled. You can tell from his neck and shoulders he means it. Yes, I understand, Elaine. That's your name, right, Elaine? You'll kill us. He scratches in his notebook. That's what they do in the wild north. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. It wasn't that, it wasn't, the fat man says with a wheeze. We didn't shoot him. That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the... Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. Theo, the old man, reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. Firearm. A Glance 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's on to you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo. Okay. Turn to Angus. Or what? You're just gonna kill me? Like you killed him? For no fucking reason? We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... He takes a breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him? Fatty. Shanky, the little guy, hits Angus on the back of the head, a loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis! Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, he points to the old man. Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it at home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Lizzie snaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. She turns to him. I told you to just give her up. Lizzie, he turns to the fixer. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everett. Fine, I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast, she walks off without looking back. What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions? So if Clasia didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are you talking about? The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her from old world where she came from. These people? Who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window. Connected to the mortar lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away. That's all he knows. That's all she's told him. And why would you help someone like that by taking on a murder? Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. So who killed the merc then? Any leads? Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So there's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his. Hers, you mean? I mean the people after Clasia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her? I like that. The young guy nods. Been thinking the same myself. And you had any ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. He pauses to think. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do, if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. Titus nods. You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head. Another nod. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit. Girls? Plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. He doesn't think she did, or at least he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday night? Clasia came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it, drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. Shanky, the rat-faced man, sniggers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. He points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back to you. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead, and there was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking, he scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. He means they'd been fucking. Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse we hanged. Who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess. He Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? In a matter of speaking, remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one. Remember you said the girls asked you for help? Was this the other girl? That's right. He blinks. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing 8th Hardy. The big guy steps towards you. Fella, you think too much. Ease off, all right? You're going to hurt your head. A little too far there, but you're definitely right. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her anyway. You know it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus. His face sets like concrete. He shakes his head solemnly. We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Sure. But can you tell me anything about this affiliate? Name? Current location? Nope, he says. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to. Whisper to Kim. We did it! The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time. You do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go? He looks up. Klasia came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now she refused that protection, but still, after all this headache. But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away? That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Wow! We've cracked this case wide open. Whew. More questioning on the way. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Come back next time. So long. Thank you to my epic patrons who make videos like these possible. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe.